Today's mindful moment. Ever get that feeling like picture-perfect lives?
Yeah.
You know, they're hiding something kind of sinister.
Oh, yeah.
That's the world, this unsettling world that Freida McFaden creates in The Housemaid is Watching.
Uh-huh.
So we're diving deep, into this psychological thriller.
Right.
To uncover all those dark secrets lurking beneath this, what seems like an idyllic cul-de-sac.
I think what makes it so compelling is how it plays with our perceptions right from the start.
Okay.
We've got Millie, a social worker, trying to make a fresh start.
Right.
She's with her husband, Enzo, and their 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
And they move into this charming farmhouse. They meet these friendly neighbors.
Yeah.
It feels like a new beginning.
Yeah. Because.
But the author cleverly reveals, like really early on,
Right.
that Millie's got this dark secret.
Yeah.
She's a convicted killer.
It completely changes how you view everything, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Every interaction, every decision Millie makes, you're kind of questioning her motives.
You're suspicious from the very beginning. It's like the author is saying, don't trust anyone, especially not the protagonist.
Right, yeah.
You can't take anything for granted in this book.
Yeah. And then there's the discovery of that hidden room in their new house.
Oh, yeah, that creepy hidden room.
It's described as, like, cramped,
Yes.
almost suffocating space.
Yes.
What do you make of that symbolically?
I think the hidden room it's brilliant.
Okay.
It's foreshadowing. It creates this sense of claustrophobia.
Uh-huh.
Like secrets are buried there just waiting to come out.
Yeah.
It's almost like a physical representation of, what the characters are going through, their turmoil, their secrets.
Right.
And it plays a big role as the story unfolds.
It's like the house itself is holding its breath.
Yeah.
Waiting for the truth to come out.
Absolutely.
And then there's Millie's son, Nico, right?
Right.
He starts acting out,
Yeah.
becoming, increasingly aggressive and secretive. Do you think that's just typical teenage angst? Or is there something more sinister at play?
I think it's really interesting how the author portrays Nico's transformation.
Okay.
We see the move, the new environment, the unsettling events around him.
Right.
They all contribute to his behavior.
Yeah.
And his fascination with the Lowells.
Yeah, they're neighbors.
The seemingly perfect family next door.
Right.
It adds another layer. It's like he's drawn to something.
Okay.
He senses something beneath the surface.
Speaking of the Lowells, Enzo, Millie's husband, it seems to have a connection to them.
Right.
Particularly with Suzette, the wife.
Yeah.
But then we delve deeper into Enzo's past.
Right.
And we discover he's hiding some pretty dark secrets himself.
The book slowly unravels Enzo's past.
Right.
And it creates doubt.
Yeah.
We find out about his evasiveness. There's the bloody shirt.
Right.
His past connection to a mobster in Italy.
Yeah.
All these details make you question him.
Right.
Is he really devoted to Millie, or is something else going on?
It's like peeling back layers of an onion. Each layer reveals something more pungent.
Yeah.
More truth.
Like you can't trust anyone.
Yeah. And then there's Suzette.
Right.
Epitome of the perfect neighbor. But as the story unfolds, we see her manipulative tendencies.
Oh, yeah.
Her desperation to maintain appearances. What's your take on her role in this whole twisted drama?
I think Suzette represents this whole theme of appearances versus reality.
Okay, yeah.
She's obsessed with looking perfect, but underneath, there's this darkness,
right?
A coldness.
Yeah.
Her flirtation with Enzo, the way she dismisses her husband, Jonathan.
Yeah.
It all raises serious questions about her.
So we have this complex web of characters.
Right.
Each with their own secrets and lies. And then, boom, the tension explodes when Jonathan Lowell is found murdered.
Oh, yeah.
And then, to make matters worse, they find Enzo's bloody knife at the crime scene.
Right at the scene.
Yeah.
The murder of Jonathan changes everything. It throws everyone into chaos.
Right.
Creates this whirlwind of suspicion.
Yeah.
And then you've got the knife, and then Enzo confesses.
Right.
It seems like an open and shut case.
Right.
But, with psychological thrillers, nothing is ever as it seems.
And that brings us to, I think, one of the most shocking twists I've ever encountered in a book.
Oh, tell me.
The killer, the true killer, is revealed to be Millie's daughter, Ada.
Whoa, that's a twist.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
It completely subverts our expectations.
Totally.
It forces us to re-examine everything. And what's even more chilling is Ada's motivation.
Okay.
She acted to protect her brother from Jonathan's abuse.
Oh, wow.
Using the knife her father had given her.
That is dark.
It's a heartbreaking realization because it exposes the cyclical nature of violence.
Right.
That long shadow of trauma.
And the fact that it was done by a child, I mean, that adds another layer to the story, you know? This question of innocence and guilt.
Right.
The impact of trauma.
Yeah.
It's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
It's a gut-wrenching twist. And it just throws everything we thought we knew into a whole new light.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly we're thinking about, like, the moral implications of her actions.
Right.
How a child could be driven to do something like that.
It's one of those moments that just sits with you, right?
Totally.
You think about it afterward.
Right.
And you can't help but think about those ripple effects of violence and trauma.
And McFaden doesn't shy away from those tough questions.
Right.
She makes us really think about accountability, justice, what's right and wrong.
And that whole idea of perception, right?
Yes.
How easily we can be misled, like with that cul-de-sac.
Right.
It seems so idyllic.
Yeah, the charming farmhouse.
Yeah.
The perfect Lowells.
Right, right.
Everything is not as it seems.
Right.
It's all a facade.
It really makes you think about the masks we all wear.
Absolutely.
Although, individually and as a society.
It's like a commentary on how we judge how important it is to look beyond the surface.
Speaking of facades, let's talk about Enzo's decision.
Okay.
To take the blame for Ada.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that an act of love?
Right.
Or is it misguided?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Is he protecting her or something else?
It's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It is because you can see it as a father trying to protect his daughter from this harsh legal system.
Right.
But at the same time, it raises questions about, is he enabling her?
Exactly.
No.
It's that complexity that makes this ending so powerful. There's no easy answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It leaves us thinking about Enzo's choice.
And those consequences, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
On the family.
There come consequences.
What about Millie?
Right.
Where does she stand in all this? She's already dealing with her own past. Now she's got to face what her husband did and her daughter.
It's like she's constantly battling her demons.
Yeah.
Trying to move on, you know, build a new life.
Right.
But the secrets, the lies, the betrayals, they just keep pulling her back.
Yeah, I found myself, like, questioning her choices, her reactions to everything. But at the same time, I felt for her.
Yeah, she's so human.
Right.
She's flawed, but relatable.
Yeah, and that's what makes her so compelling as a character.
Absolutely.
We see her strength, but also her vulnerability.
Right.
Their capacity for love and for violence.
Yeah, she's a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
And it's that struggle to find peace. It's something a lot of people can connect with.
Yeah, and I thought the author's use of symbolism was really effective.
Oh, yeah, like the hidden room.
Yeah, exactly.
It's brilliant.
It's like a physical representation of their repressed emotions.
Their secrets, yeah.
All the deceit.
It's like a character itself.
Almost, yeah.
This looming presence.
Yeah, and the way it's described, you know.
Right.
Cramped, dark, all those shadows. It just creates this feeling of dread.
Absolutely, and unease.
And it's not just the physical space.
Right.
It's what it represents. It's their inner turmoil.
Yeah.
The things they're hiding from themselves and each other.
And it plays a big role in the climax, right?
Oh, absolutely.
With Ada.
Yes.
And the abuse.
It ties everything together.
It does.
The characters, their choices, the consequences.
What about the ending, though?
Okay.
Suzette confesses, right?
Yeah.
To killing her husband, exposing his crimes.
Right.
So there's a sense of justice.
Yeah.
But Enzo's sacrifice and Ada's future, they're left unresolved.
It's not a happy ending.
No.
It leaves you feeling unsettled.
Yeah.
Like the story's not really over.
Well, these characters are going to be dealing with this forever.
Yeah.
And we're left wondering what will happen next.
Yeah, it really makes you think, like, what happens to Ada now?
Right.
She got away with it, but
at what cost?
Exactly.
I mean, that's what makes this book so powerful.
Yeah.
It forces us to really think about the justice system, you know, trauma and how we protect children, even when they...
Especially when they...
Yeah, when they do terrible things.
Yeah. And what about Millie?
Right.
How does she move forward after all of this?
It's a long road ahead for her, you know.
Yeah.
Her husband's in prison.
Right.
Her daughter is...
Troubled.
Really troubled.
Yeah.
And she's still carrying all this baggage from her own past.
Yeah, it feels like, even though there's some justice, you know.
Yeah.
Suzette confesses, Jonathan's crimes are exposed. But it still feels unsettling.
It does.
Like it's not really over.
It's like those tendrils are reaching out from the book into your own life.
Exactly. It makes you think.
The Housemaid is Watching is more than just a thriller.
Right.
It's like this deep psychological exploration, family secrets, trauma.
Yeah.
It makes you question everything.
It really does.
You keep thinking about it long after you finish reading.
So for our listeners who haven't read it yet, what would you say?
Oh, if you want a book that will keep you up all night.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
It'll challenge you, keep you guessing, and make you think.
It really delves into those dark corners of human nature.
It does.
But also remind us that there's hope.
Hope for redemption,
Healing.
It's a powerful reminder
Yeah.
that even behind those perfect lives,
Right.
there are secrets.
And unsettling truths.
And sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create.
Yeah, the ones we create.
Through our choices, our secrets.
Well, that's our deep dive into The Housemaid is Watching.
It's a book that'll stay with you.
It will. It will.
Really powerful.
And for our listeners, if you're intrigued,
check it out.
You can find a link to buy the book in our show notes.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to The Deep Dive.
Yeah, for more thought-provoking discussions.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to share this episode.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Keep the conversation going.
Let's talk about it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.